So, no, I was pretty happy with everything last night because typically, first night of boot camp, bro, the clubs are dead. It's a fucking Tuesday night. Somehow, some way, just so you guys know, I knew like every single girl last night. It was kind of frustrating for me. Like, it was actually extremely annoying. It's like, fuck. Because, like, dude, there's this one girl, she's pretty hot and like we're flirting and like she's hitting on me. And then her like 18-year-old cousin is like hitting on me, pretty much saying she wants to suck my dick, right? But then one of the guys in the booth brought her, right? And she's also kind of like mid, so I don't know if I really want to do it, right? And then one of the promoters on our team, who's like a super fan of my shit, I guys met this guy a few weeks ago, walks over to me, he's like, this girl's off limits. And I look him dead in the eyes and I'm like, bro, I don't work for you. Who the fuck, who do you think you're talking to? I'm like, you're gonna tell me some girl's off limits? Dude, I do what the fuck I want. I don't listen to you, right? Like, I don't work for you. Like, bro, like, but the way I was saying it in a very respectful way, but like letting him, like setting the boundary, like you don't get to tell me what to fucking do, bro, you know? And the way I was saying, remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? So I was extremely, extremely respectful, right, in what I was saying. I was like, hey, bro, like, don't tell me what to do. I don't work for you. Like, you don't get to tell me what to do, bro. I barely know you, right? But the way I was saying it was as if I'm never gonna speak to him again. And I did that on purpose, okay? I logically and consciously made my tonality, and remember we're talking about the confront thing? That's really what this was, right? I set the boundary of like, I'm gonna cut you off and I'm never gonna speak to you again if you fucking try to tell me what the fuck to do, okay? Like, I'm gonna fucking block you, essentially, right? This guy's a super fan of my shit, right? And he folded like a fucking lawn chair, bro. He apologized over and over and over and over, like 5 times throughout the night. He kept coming out to me, he's like, I'm so embarrassed, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to be a dick. I'm like, it's okay, bro, it's okay, it's all good, right? It's just, you know, like a lot of times the game becomes political because, you know, it's like, okay, you brought some chick, but he knows her and he wanted to fuck her, but you brought her. So there's something called wingman rules. Does anyone know what wingman rules is? If you bring a girl out and I start hitting on her, what does that make me? An asshole, like a douchebag, right? Logically, yes. Yeah. Right. There's like a story. Oh, you were telling me a story about that yesterday, kind of with your buddy and shit. But like, you know, it's funny when you're at a really high level, we don't really give a fuck, right? Because yesterday, Michael brought these girls. We brought these girls back home, right? And the girl just immediately gravitates towards Luis, right? Why? Does anyone know why?
Because the girl would deem Luis more attractive.
Yeah, Luis is 37 years old, multi-millionaire, jacked as fuck, and done 20 years a game or longer, like longer than that. Like 20, 22 years a game. Like, what the fuck is that, dude? That's retarded. Yeah, exactly. Well, like, dude, it's. I used to get not annoyed by it, but it's like anytime I bring a girl around, it's like they're like all over me, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, who's that?" And I'm at a point like, you know what I realized actually? It's actually better because there's a lot of girls that maybe don't even necessarily like me or aren't really down to fuck, but they'll come hang out with me anyway because I tag Luis in a bunch of stories, and then they'll bring a hot friend. You know what I'm saying? So I end up like, because I have to play the wingman, I end up getting laid. Remember that night we pulled the Moroccan girl, what the fuck's her name? Yeah, and the Asian chick, right? So I didn't even want the Asian chick. I was playing the wingman. Like, cause these girls walked in the booth and this girl just walks up to Luis and she's like, she started hitting on you, right? This is a couple months ago. Yeah, like immediately, right? And the friend's just sitting there for like an hour, just like bored, right? So I was just like, oh, you know, I think you're really cute. She's like, really? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Like, the reason I was ignoring you this whole time is because I'm really shy. I have social anxiety. She's like, Justin, I've been in your booth before. I see all your content. Like, you don't seem shy at all. Like, I see all your videos you post on Instagram. And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm just doing that because I have social anxiety. And I'm just like trying to push myself, right? And I'm just actually like, in real life, I'm actually very low key and really shy. And she's like, oh, okay. And we just start talking. And I'm like, do you think I'm cute? She's like, yeah, I think you're so cute. I'm like, really? And then we just like, I'm like, so what's your favorite color? I'm like, well, I'm like, okay, well, we're going back to my penthouse to get food, right? We'll go back and then smashing. And then I don't think you even fucked her that night. So because I was playing the wingman, I didn't even want this girl. Funny enough, she was pretty hot, but she's not white, right? I only like white girls. It's my rule. I'm only allowed to hook up with 19 to 23-year-old white women. I'm half joking, but I'm like kind of serious, right? There's a time actually it was like a lot of Asian chicks. Now it's just like white girls. But anyway, I forced myself to go for it. And then after a while, I was like, oh, I guess she is kind of attractive. And she's into me and she's hitting on me. So we go back and we end up pumping, right? But the whole point of the story is like, because I was playing the wingman, right? So really good. I actually didn't see you guys fighting over girls yesterday, which is good, right? Which is fucking awesome, right? But remember, if you bring the girl, she's your girl kind of thing. Or like whoever opens her first, it's like, does that make sense? It's kind of how it works, right? And then like, obviously, unless the girl like chooses someone else, like if like, let's say for example, I bring 10 girls around. I'm like, they're all my girls, right? But one of them wants to fuck Luis. Like, I don't care. I'm actually happy my buddy's gonna get laid if he wants to go, you know what I'm saying? Does a lot make sense, right? And the beauty of what we did yesterday is actually we brought a lot of the girls. Michael brought a group of 5 girls. So I have a Nightlife partnership with one of the guys. So I do a lot of their events on my own with my team, okay? But I'm friends with another group of promoters that have their own events company, right? And I have like I don't know what you call it, like an affiliate association partnership with them, right? Where like I pop in and help them host their shit, right? Whenever they need extra help. But it takes a lot of stress off of me because I don't actually have to worry about any of the liability of like actually running the event, doing any of the extra stuff. It's like zero pressure, but I get all the benefits of like the access to Nightlife. Does it make sense? Right? And I get paid for it too. Without any, like it's all upsides, zero downsides. It's fucking great. But they were doing an event last night. So I was like, fuck it, I'll help them out. Because actually, that venue's so hard. Even though I have, Nightlife contract with all these venues, right? If I'm not hosting, it's still hard for me to get all these fucking dudes in the club, right? Does that make sense? Because especially when I'm not regular there, bouncers don't really know me, right? If I don't regularly go to that venue. Make sense? Make sense, guys? Yes. Right? It's hard, or like maybe they know me, but they don't know you guys, right? So it becomes a bit difficult to get all these dudes in the club, right? But luckily they were there last night. I didn't know they were gonna be there. And I was like, boom, popped in, right? They bring some girls, I bring some girls. Michael brought some girls. Like I brought a bunch of chicks. They brought a bunch of chicks. There's a super hot girl. I dumped her at the owner's booth because I'm like acquainted with him. I was kind of telling you a little bit backstory to him. I fucking that blonde girl that you and your girl were on, dude, she was so fucking hot. That girl was so fucking sexy, so fucking hot. Holy shit, dude, Luis, this girl was fucking bad, dude. And I kind of like put her in the owner's table, and then he got there. I don't think he even knows, but I think he ended up fucking her, right? Because he left early. He never leaves early. Yeah. Right, so I'm hoping he figures out that like I dumped her in the booth, so like it makes me look good too. Me and him are like cool. We have like a business relationship, like kind of like I don't know. I wouldn't call it like a friendship. We're not like boys, but we're cool. You know what I'm saying?
Acquaintances?
Like, but not acquaintances. It's more like a business friendship, a business relationship. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like I hang out at his table sometimes. Like I bring him girls. I fuck some of his chicks. You know, like we trade bitches. But that's how it is. It's an exchange of value. If I just show up to this booth and take his girls, I'm an asshole. Do you understand that? Right? But if I show up with some hot girls, I'm like, hey man, meet these girls, right? Then I hit on the girls there. It's not a big deal. Do you understand? That's how it works. Okay? It's an exchange of value. You always want to make sure that you have that on point. You're always giving an exchange of value. You're collaborative. We're going to talk a lot about that today.